Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today our topic is very important from practical point of view. In this video we are going to find the levels for camber and super elevation. This is basically tutorial to understand the drawings of a road cross section if you are working on a roadside or if you get the chance to work on a roadside. This drawing understanding is very important for you, and this video is going to be very important because we are going to discuss very important things in this video. And if you are a surveyor or a site supervisor, this is very important for you to how to calculate the how to calculate the levels for camber on the outer edge or inner edge of the road. As you can see over here, this is the one of the cross section of the road, and here is a slope, okay, and the center level is given. So the question is, how will you find the level on the inner edges and outer edges for camber and super elevation? So this video is going to be very important for you and very fruitful for you. So let's start our today's topic. If you see over here, this is a typical cross section of a road. The understanding of the cross section is very important to carry out or execute the work on the site. If you look at this cross section, first of all, this is right of way limits. What is right of way? Our main focus is on super elevation and camber, but typically to understand the cross section, it is very important to learn and get familiar with these terms. For example, right of way. Right of way is the total land acquired for the construction of a road. As you can see over here, this is the total width starting from here and ends at here. This is the right of way. Okay, then there are construction limits. Construction limits are the limits within which any sort of construction other than road is prohibited, because like you cannot construct hospitals, service areas and other building construction, shops, markets वगैरह, you are not allowed to construct within this construction limit. Then there comes road width. Okay, road width comprises of shoulder, traveled way, or you can say carriageway, and the shoulder on both sides. Okay, then there is front slope towards drain, and then there is back slope toward drain. Drain is for carriage of rainwater and extra water, so that the water should not damage the road structure. Okay, a slope is provided which is called as front slope. Then there is, you can say, this is the pavement thickness. This is your carriageway. Then there is shoulder. Okay, and now you can see over here, this is the cross slope. You can say cross sectional slope or camber. It's mean that the center of a road is a bit higher than the outer edges of the road. Okay, why camber is provided? Camber is important because so that the water of the rain should not stay or should not damage the road structure, and it flow on the sides of the road and travel towards the drains. Okay, that's why camber is provided. And shoulder slope is also provided. Shoulder slope of shoulder is a bit higher than the slope of the carriageway. So these are the few points which are important to discuss in road cross section. Here is another example of road cross section. Road cross sections, design of road cross sections are different, vary from area to area. As you can see over here, this is the cross section of a rural lane. The width of a road is 16 feet, and again, as you can see over here, a slope is mentioned over here, that is 2%. The road is the camber is provided in this road, and the slope is 2%. Okay, similarly, if you look at this, this is you can say a complete drawing of a road. It is actually two-way road. Okay, this is, you can say, incoming traffic, and then there is outgoing traffic. Then again, you can see over here, the slope is mentioned over here, that is 2 to 2.5% slope should be provided. Okay, and this is the median in the center, and the dimension of the median is 0.6 6 meters. Okay, then this is three lane road. Okay, one, this is two, and this is three. Similarly on the right side it is 3 lane road, and then shoulder is provided. This area is for shoulder, and this is working width. Lighting pole is also installed, and the slope of shoulder is also mentioned over here. So these are the main points which should be kept in mind, and one should be familiar with these points and how to read the drawing. So as I discussed earlier, our main focus is on camber and super elevation. So as you can see over here in this picture, this is the carriageway and the slope n is provided here and here. This is the super elevation. Again, as we discussed camber, then there comes super elevation. Why super elevation is provided? Because it provides easiness to take a turn around the circular curve. Okay, as you can see over here, if the car is traveling over the super elevation is when the outer edge is elevated, only outer edge is elevated from the inner edge, then this type of structure is called as super elevation. And if both edges are lower than the center level of the road, then it is called as camber. Okay, so super elevation is very important. As you can say, when the car is traveling on the curve, then there are different forces acting on it. One is centripetal force, which tends to grip, or you can say hold the car in its position, whereas centrifugal force tend to shift the car away from the center of the road. So these forces, to stable, or you can say to minimize these forces and to keep the car on the track, super elevation is provided. Okay, if super elevation is not provided, then centrifugal force will be maximum, and this car will be detracked, or you can say if it is traveling with a high speed, it will carried away. It is carried away from the road if super elevation is not provided. So super elevation is very important. Now coming towards the transition of camber and super elevation. As you can see over here, camber is provided in the straight portion of the road. This is the straight portion of the road, and when there is curve in the road, a super elevation is provided. As you can see over here, this is straight portion. Then as we go in this direction, the outer edge, this is the outer edge of the road is slightly raising compared to the center line of the road. So this is super elevation. And as you go further, as you proceed, as you can see over here, the slope is increasing. Here it is 3.3%, and this portion is 3.3% lower than the center, and this portion is 3.3% higher than the center level. Then slope has increased to 4%, then to 5%. So here you can say you can see over here, super elevation is provided to make easiness, or you can say to comfort the driver while driving the car on the curve. So let's discuss how we will calculate these levels on the outer edges. Let's suppose this is the center line of the road, and the level of a center line is already given, because when the center line is marked, when the survey is carried out, only the levels of center lines are collected, and then cross sections are made. So this is already known to you, okay, and it is given in the drawing. This is the level of the center line, and if the total width of the road, you can say the carriageway is half width is 7.5 and the other half width is 7.5, the total is 15 meters. And the slope over here you can see is 3.3%, and it is also 3.3%. So this is the straight portion of the road where camber is provided. So how you will calculate it? Includes simple steps, okay, follow one by one. First of all, the slope is 3.33%. To remove the percent sign, we will divide it by 100 and we will get the value 0.033. The minus sign is added over here because, as you can see over here, the center portion is elevated and the outer edge is lower than from the center line. Okay, so this portion, this slope should be taken into minus because this edge is lower than the, as you can see, and it is obvious in the drawing. So this minus sign should be used with this value. So if you get this value, then multiply this value with the length, you can say width of the carriageway. As we can see over here, the half width is 7.5 from here to here, in which 3.3% slope is provided. We will get this value minus 0.25. In step 3, you will deduct this value 0.25 from the level of the center line. If you deduct this value from level of the center line, you will get the value or level at the outer edge of the road. So this is the outer edge and its level will be 1883.75. As the slope on the both sides are same, we will conclude that inner and outer edges are 0.25 meter lower than the center line. So that's how you can calculate the levels on the edges if camber is provided. If we now talk about the super elevation, as you can see in this drawing, the percentage is 3.33%. Okay, and this percentage is also 3.33%, or you can say the slope is 3.33%, and the width, the center level is again 1884, whatever the unit you are using in feet or in meters, etc. And the half width is 7.5 meters and the other half width is 7.5 meters. So for step 1, first we will calculate the level of outer edge, and we can see that the outer edge is slightly higher than the center line, so the plus sign will be used. Okay, the plus sign will be used, and the slope is 3.33 divided by 100. We will get this fraction. Okay, now in step 2, this fraction will be multiplied with the width of the half width, or this portion in which 3.3% slope is provided. So we will get this value 0.25 with plus sign. Okay, as the level is higher at the outer edge. So what we will do in step 3, the center line level is already known, and this fraction will be added to get the level on the outer edge. So 1884.25. So outer edge is 0.25 meter higher than the center line. I hope you are getting my point. So for inner edge on this side, what we will do is the step again minus sign will be used because this edge is lower than the center line and the level of a center line is already given. So this fraction that we get in this step will be subtracted from the level of the center line, and the value will be obtained as 1883.75, which is the level of the lower edge. Okay, or you can say the inner edge, and the inner edge is 0.25 meter lower than the center line. So I hope you get the point, and these steps are very easy. Whatever the value is given, simply first step is to divide it by 100, multiply it by the width of the road or half portion of the road for which the slope is given. Then if there is rise, as you can see over here, there is rise, and if we go towards inner edge, there is fall. So for rise, plus sign will be used, and for fall, minus sign will be used. So that's all for today. For more videos, you are requested to please subscribe the channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to get video updates. That's all for today.